Right, so in this video, guys, we're going to add hatching to our walls, and then we're going to add in some dimensions and any writing that we need to put into our layout. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go onto the hatch command. We're going to click on the hatch command. That's the first thing. Give us a second. There we go. First of all, I just want to see if I haven't made it. Okay, actually, let's go. We're getting ahead of ourselves again, or I am. So we're going to open up the layer properties, right? And we are going to then add a new layer, and we are going to call it hatch. Okay, and we are going to create a hatch again in a darker gray. So I'm going to, in fact, I might go and try a true color here and really get it nice and dark. There it is. Right, so all good so far. And I'm going to engage my hatch layer. I'm going to come to hatch again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ANS132. That is common brick hatch. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click inside my wall. Right, see my walls. Okay, now you won't be able to see the hatching right now because the scale, okay, is too small. So if I up my scale, so let's up the scale to, let's say, 200, you'll start to see the hatch appear. Okay, it's still very close, so I'm going to increase that to 400. Okay, maybe you like that, maybe you want to do it slightly bigger. That's completely up to you. Now you can't see this, okay, and that's not a problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to create a white background so that you can see what your image would currently look like if it needed to be printed. So I'm going to click down on my AutoCAD icon over here and go to options. Then I'm going to go to this is a nice thing to know. I'm going to go to colors, and then I'm going to go up here to color and then white, and if I go apply and close, okay, you'll see that it gives me a white background. So this is more or less what it's going to look like if it were to be printed on a document. So in this case, you probably found the windows or in the door are probably a little bit too light, but we'll come to that later. So hatching is in place, the walls are sorted. Now we're going to add some annotations. So what you want to do here is click text, all right, and you can start to write pretty much anything you want, okay? However, you can then define exactly the type of text you want to insert. So for example, I'm going to go to annotation, I'm going to go to text style, right? And over here, I'm going to use, you can use whatever font you like. My favorite, and the one I think comes across the most clearest, is Century Gothic, right? And the height of this, I'm going to make for now 150. Because we're in a scale of 1:1, we're not working on an A3 page. You can do your writing and your scaling on layouts, which is something I actually prefer to do. But for this particular lesson, we're going to learn how to do it in the model space. Okay, so I'm going to say apply, close. So I'm going to, when I click text now, in other words, when I click A or text, it's going to be on standard, and standard we have changed to write the text the way we wanted, font size, font type. So I'm going to click on text again. I'm going to, for example, click here, and we're going to say bathroom, enter, tiles. What we're indicating here is this bathroom, this is a bathroom, and the flooring or the floor finish type is tiles. Now you might think that looks a bit big, so that's fine. So what can I do here? There's two ways you can adjust this. You can either think, all right, I want to go adjust it so all the writing is smaller, then you'll go back to your text style here, and then I'll bring it down. Maybe I want to make it 100. Apply. Okay, close. And you'll see it should, if I come up here, standard, there we go, and I highlight that standard, highlight the text, click on standard, it should then drop it down to 100. Okay, alternatively, you can click on this, right click and go properties, and if you come across here, you'll see text height, and then you can go, this is where you can go, and in properties you can go manipulate the heights of something or any other types of information regarding the feature individually. Okay, so in other words, we might have a whole bunch of text here at 150, but we want to make this one 100 specifically, so we drop just this one's text down to 100. So you can do it individually under properties. All right, so bathroom tiles are in. Now what I like to do is I like to have all my layers, all my annotations, I like to have them, see now, a ready orange color. So I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to go index color, and this color here, just off red, slightly orange, and I press OK. What do I want my line weight to be? It doesn't matter because I just want to use the color. So then I highlight that, and oopsie, and I click on annotate. There we go. So bathroom is tiles. Perfect. Now, the next thing we need to do are dimensions, right, along the side. So again, I like to do dimensions and layout. We're going to learn how to do it in model space first. So we come back up here. So anytime we want to add any like dimensions, writing, leaders off with information and notes, we come here. So we're going to go to dimension style, right? We're going to go to standard, and we're going to create a new one, and we'll just call it civil. Okay, civil 1. How's that? We'll continue here, right? Just wait for, and this should come up where it's asking you to add in a whole bunch of information. And we're going to start with lines. The first thing we want to do is go by layer, and by layer. Everything to do with layer. Extension lines, all of it. Let's have everything by layer. Right? The first thing we're going to do here is go extend dimension lines. We're going to go 30 because we're working in a scale of 1 to 1 here, not on an A4, A3 piece of paper. To offset from the origin, we'll just go 10 mils, right? So what does extend beyond dimension lines? We want these dimension lines to extend slightly beyond one another. Offset from the origin is how much we want, so we can actually go bigger on this. We can make this 100, right? We can actually make this 50, so we can make them slightly bigger. We can then go to symbols and arrows. We want architectural ticks because we're doing civil drawings. The arrow size, I want to look at about 50, right? Then we want to go to text. The text, we want it to be standard, so it's going to pick up our Century Gothic. I want it by text color. I want it by layer. Oopsie, sorry. I want it by layer. I want it centered. I want it to be aligned with the dimension. And offset from the dimension line is how far it is off this line there and this line there. We can put in any figure for now. 20 is fine. And then we're going to go to fit. That's all good. Primary units, we want to make sure that we're to a whole number. And then we can, now you can see what it will look like. I'm going to press OK and close. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here and I'm going to do perimeter dimensions. Let's just do 2 dimensions, perimeter dimensions for this, okay? So that you can work out almost the area of this, of the footprint of this bathroom. So I'm going to go linear. I'm going to click on this corner. I'm going to click on that corner, drag it up, and you'll see it gives me a nice set of dimensions. I'm going to click on this corner, and get a nice set of dimensions there. Remember, I want these to be the layer of annotate. Okay, then we can add some more because we can't really work out the total area with that. What we'll also need to do is then annotate here and over here. So we will need more than 2, right? We will need over here, right? We will need, and if you want to re-enter a command that you've just used, spacebar, so it just saves you a bit of time, right? And then here out again, there we go. So if I needed to work out the area, right, of this bathroom, there I have it. And then I can always click and just move things out a little bit until I'm happy with where they are. Best practice, funny enough, is to drag this out in line with that one, right? Bring this out to the edge of the wall here, and then to bring this out, in fact, in line with that, let it snap on. That is best practice. So in this case, what I would do is I would drag this out to there. If you do this, it's okay. If you don't, it's not a train smash. But this is best practice because now what we're doing is we're making sure that all our dimensions are in line, and it brings a nice organization to the drawing. So now we've done our annotations, we've done writing, right, and we've done we've worked in properties a bit as well. But before we end, we need to add last bit of texture, and we need to call this floor plan. So we're going to call it bathroom floor plan, and the scale is 1:1. We might not need this later, but for now, just practice that. So bathroom floor plan 1:1. We are good to go. So in the next video, we're gonna look at how to create a layout and how to get this ready for saving as a PDF